today I think we are doing something really good in the city of Nogales for the community. And hopefully it's something that spreads. Sure, we want to get the county, but if we could get this to go even beyond the county, that would be great. So I'll share with you a little bit of background on how this all started. Excuse me if I have to look at my notes. So around mid 2020, the Nogales Fire Department with our base hospital, Banner University Medical Center, started a medication order and treatment order for patients that were suffering from overdose and specifically opioid overdose. So we had good success with that program, where essentially we would go to these incidents, we would treat the individuals, and then depending on the treatment and assessment there, they would either be transported to a hospital or they can actually refuse transport. If they chose to refuse, or even if we did transport, at the end of the incident, what we would do is we would refer that patient to one of the resources for treatment and recovery. On top of that, we would leave behind Narcan or naloxone kit, and the intent was so if they encountered the same type of incident or witnessed an incident, or their friends and families witnessed an incident or encountered one, they can act and essentially, provide some life-saving measures. So we had good success with that. Then COVID hit and it kind of put a pause on everything, but we did see an increase in opioid and overdose incidences. So in April of 2021, last year, we started distributing Narcan and naloxone from our stations. Now you guys could see what a challenge that was, especially during the COVID times. So I think we weren't getting the traffic that we wanted to, and essentially getting Narcan and naloxone out on the streets, because they do absolutely no good in a box in our station. They need to be out in the streets, in people's hands, people's cars, where if they happen to encounter this type of incident, they can act and essentially save a life. So that happened in April 2021. October 2021, once COVID started lessening, easing up a bit, and even now more with mandates starting to be lifted, we thought it was a good opportunity and idea to revisit it's called the Opioid Education Narcan Distribution Order, which is what we follow when we treat patients. We thought it would be a good idea to revisit that, and so we were in touch with our base hospital, Banner University, and our partners, who include Hope, Mariposa Matt, SOSA, CMS, and Sonora Prevention. And our doctor, Dr. Glenn from University Medical Center, rewrote our distribution order, added some stuff, omitted some stuff, so that we could better treat these type of patients. And then that led to training our individuals, and also having initial training for a lot of our new hires. And so that's something we have in place now. And again, following suit with the theme of this event, wanting to then become something that the county does, and hopefully beyond that, is we now have Rio Rico who have been trained, Tubac who have been trained, and so they're going to be providing that treatment service, and hopefully enacting what we're here to celebrate today and inaugurate today is a safe station. Okay, so and I will have a copy of this for anybody who wants it, but there's some pretty impressive data on here that states why we're here. And so in the city of Nogales alone, since we started collecting data in October 2017, we've seen a steady incline on every type of overdose incident, opioid related incidents, and opioid related deaths. And so it is definitely something that we want to address and give everybody the ability to act if they're in that position. And so in these meetings, Yara Castro mentioned a safe station program. And we did research on it, and it was a very cool program. It was primarily done on the East Coast in the Rhode Island and Maryland area, and they started as around the 2017 time, and they had great success. Some of their programs are still in play. Other programs that they had transferred to other agencies, but it is still a very good program, and it only makes sense because fire stations have personnel, have crews 24/7, 365, where resources sometimes are limited to business hours, or they do have emergency access numbers, but there is sometimes just a delay because of that constraint. So having the ability for people to come by, any local fire station, get access to Narcan and naloxone, and all kinds of different literature on resources for treatment and recovery just made sense. And so we decided to go with the Safe Station program. After looking at all the pros to it, we really couldn't find a con to it, and so that's why we're here today, to inaugurate our station as a safe station, and hopefully then capture the rest of the county. And so the weather is not being cool with us at all today, as you guys could see. But Ms. Yara Castro, this idea was absolutely born with you. So if you could do us the honor of removing the rest of the sign that the wind helped you with, we'd appreciate it. Una, dos, tres. In closing, I know this question was brought up by some people, like how long does it take to get put together? And I'm going to be completely honest with you. We probably met late January, early February, and we are here in late March doing this. So kudos to the whole team that was involved behind this. We got the wheels rolling, and they were rolling quick, and we are here now, and we have these beautiful signs. They are reflective, so passerbys can see it. We also have the other sign next to the main entrance that gives a little more information. All our crews have essentially been doing this already, but now there's a name to the program, and there's some policies and procedures, and what we have is, they're called standard operating guidelines. We have that now here in the city, and so I hope to see all of you when we do have this in the county, because just the participation is great. And I want to share one incident that I thought was neat. It's neat that somebody was able to act this way. The fact that this incident occurred, of course, none of us want that, but we are in the field where sometimes we act on those type of incidents. And so, in fact, last week there was an incident, middle of the day, at a shopping center here in Nogales. This was a young person who suffered an opioid emergency, and a bystander, a lay person who had access to Narcan naloxone, administered it, and undoubtedly, saved her life. And that is the point of this. In a training that I attended not too long ago, they asked, you as a firefighter, do you have Narcan in your car? And I was like, no, not in my car. It's like, well, why wouldn't you? Everybody knows you're a firefighter, and you're a neighbor, and they see you at the store or at this event or whatever. And so if somebody happens to suffer this emergency and you have this there, they already, tie you into the uniform. So you having this there, they're probably going to look to you, and you having that medication there gives you the ability to act and, again, potentially save the life. So I share that with everybody. We have a ton of Narcan here. Please take some with you, because like I mentioned, it will do no good in boxes in our station and offices, but if it's in your hand in cars and you happen to encounter this, you will make a difference. And that is what I have. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. If anybody else would like to comment, share anything, please take the podium. Sure.
So, like Chris mentioned, I'm Yara Castro, and I'm with Mariposa Community Health Center. And we have a HRSA grant from the Rural Community Opioid Response Program, and that's how we're leading this effort. But it wouldn't happen without our consortium partners, right? So SOSA stands for Santa Cruz County Overcoming Substance Addiction. And we came together at the end of 2019 when this was kind of starting to be an issue. And since then, like Chris mentioned, we've seen a huge increase in overdose related incidents. We do have some formal partners, which involve Circles of Peace, Community Health Associates, Pinal Hispanic Council, CHEC, and Hope Inc., which together on a regular basis we kind of meet and we're planning and we're working on some really neat action items to do a countywide response. So it's not just Mariposa doing it, it's not just Hope doing it, it's not just the fire station, it's not just law enforcement. And you'll see our law enforcement partners present here as well because they have a really big role in this, and we're all interconnected. The individuals, we're all affected by overdose and opioid addiction in one way or another, whether it's a relative, a family member, or somebody we know. I'm pretty sure, I bet money on saying everybody here has been impacted by an overdose one way or another. So that's why it's our whole community that it takes to really respond. And those of us that are community leaders or are in agencies that make that impact, coming together in unity and collaboratively coming up with solutions that don't really cost a lot of money to say. Just kind of looking at what are you doing and how can you think out of the box and how can we improve and address prevention, treatment, and recovery. And our workforce as well, since it's kind of dying and being trauma informed. So how can we meet that need? And that's basically what SOSA is trying to do, and as a collaborative group, bring these ideas together and make them happen. So I really want to commend Chris for just taking an idea and running with it. With or without support of Mariposa and SOSA, I'm sure that it would have happened because his heart is in it as well. I just want to thank everybody and thank all the partners of SOSA and thank everybody for being here. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Council, for your support as well in letting this happen. And you'll find more information on naloxone, like you said. All of our partners are here to provide you information. Please feel free to network and learn what each of us is doing to address this. How are we trying to improve our services? And like I said, think out of the box from each agency. And if you have ideas or have anything you want to throw out there, who knows? Maybe it'll happen. But thank you once again, and I hope you enjoy the event.
Thank you. Guys.
All right, so in the back, we'll get those hot dogs.
Yeah, we'll get the hot dog going. There's chips, there's drinks, snacks, and please visit the different booths. If you guys have any questions, approach any one of us.
Yara, can you stand by that for me?
With you?
No, just you.
Bueno, pues amigos, pues sí, aquí reconectando la señal nuevamente. Gracias por estarnos acompañando. Estamos en lo que es la ceremonia de la revelación de la placa de las adicciones, de las estaciones seguras aquí en Nogales, Arizona. Ahorita nos encontramos en la estación número 2 del Nogales Fire Department. La que está aquí enseguida de lo que es el Villas Market, ¿sí? Aquí nos encontramos y pues varias personalidades de la comunidad, diferentes agencias están dando cita en este evento, que creo que es un muy buen recurso para nuestra comunidad y para combatir las adicciones, ¿sí? Aquí lo que explicaban un poquito, y esto nos va a explicar un poquito más Yara, en el caso de una emergencia por alguna adicción, una sobredosis, pues este tipo de lo que va a hacer este programa es estar un poquito más preparados para una situación como esta, ¿sí? No solamente con el medicamento necesario, sino con la asistencia que se requiere. Entonces ahorita, como les digo, nos va a platicar un poquito más Yara Castro. Vamos a estar aquí, vamos a continuar grabando. Gracias por estarnos acompañando, amigos y amigas de Nogales. Mucho gusto aquí grabando en la ciudad de Nogales, Arizona, en este evento, en la ceremonia de develación de la placa. Como la pueden ver ahí, varias personalidades, el Chief of Police, el City Mayor, algunos Councilmen, Councilwomen, diferentes agencias, conviviendo también, aprovechando el agradable clima que se está dando ahorita aquí en nuestra región. Este tipo de eventos, qué bueno, son más cada vez, estamos saliendo un poquito más. Imágenes, todas las personalidades.
He said he was going to take care of himself. Yes, he is going to take care of you. I trust him. Yeah, be careful, be careful.
Bueno, vamos a ver si podemos hacer una pequeña entrevista para nuestra audiencia en español. Si me está sintonizando, estamos aquí en la develación de la placa, estaciones seguras, en lo que es en la estación número 2 del Departamento de Bomberos de la ciudad de Nogales, Arizona. Un valioso recurso para nuestra comunidad, sin duda. Contar con el soporte técnico, pero también con el medicamento en caso de una emergencia sobre una sobredosis.
Did you not want to get in it? What's that? Oh, yeah.
Vamos a preguntar aquí bien.
Get out of the way, man. I gotta take a
Mayor, vamos a aprovechar aquí
A ver.
pues, para conocer su opinión sobre esta estación segura. ¿Qué opina? ¿Qué opinión tiene usted?
Mira, esto va a ser muy bueno y ojalá que sepa toda la comunidad la importancia de esto, porque como lo dijo el jefe de la bombera, el chief, Rentería, a todos nos puede afectar. No es una cosa que nomás a ciertas personas le puede afectar, un sobredosis de cualquier droga. El Narcan es una de las drogas que puede tomar uno instantemente, un papá, una mamá, un vecino que la tenga en la casa, que esté pasando algo enseguida de ellos, o que sepan de cualquier persona, y que se encuentren alguien en la calle. Muchas veces se pueden encontrar una persona que está en esa situación, que saquen del carro ese, se lo inyecten inmediatamente, le pueden salvar la vida. So, Narcan es una droga que se usa para combatir el sobredosis de opioides y de cualquier cosa, de heroína, de fentanyl, de todo eso, sino que sí es muy importante. Y nomás quiero que sepan todos que la estación 2 y la estación número 1 de Nogales van a ser dos estaciones que se les van a considerar safe stations, y es para que puedan llevar a alguien que tiene un sobredosis, para que le ayuden los bomberos ahí y le salven la vida, que es muy importante.
La estación 1 es la de Next to City Hall.
Sí, esa es la número 1, esta es la número 2. Pero es muy importante y ojalá todos tomen la oportunidad de recibir los folletos que tienen estas organizaciones, del Mariposa, de la estación, de todos los que están ahí, es más, en el camino de ahí de la Maste, que están la mayoría de ellos, Circles of Peace, todos tienen la información que se necesita para poder tener más educación en cómo prevenir un sobredosis.
Muchísimas gracias, concuerdo con usted. Muchísimas gracias, señor mayor. Gusto en saludarlo.
Muchas gracias, perdón. Muchas gracias.
Pues, como bien lo decía el señor mayor, lo invitamos a que se den la vuelta, si no es ahorita, quizá otro día, a pedir estos folletos y esta información, ¿sí? De mucha ayuda, sobre todo para estar educados y saber cómo responder a una emergencia como esta de una sobredosis. Como también mencionaba ahorita el capitán de esta estación, el medicamento lo tienen ellos y lo recalcó el mayor, que también en la estación 1, que es la que está enseguida del Cirico, también tienen este medicamento y esta información. Así que si usted está curioso, si se quiere informar, si se quiere educar, pues lo invitamos a que se dé la vuelta a estas dos estaciones por el momento. También comentaba ahorita Yara que pues este es un proceso, este solamente es el inicio, pero muy pronto pues se va a contagiar a las otras estaciones para que también cuenten con esta valiosa información y este medicamento, ¿verdad? Entonces que sobre todo se ocupa para salvar vidas. Bueno, pues ahorita vamos a ver si podemos ya despedirnos, pero no sin antes hablar de Yara. Un minutito. Para despedirnos, Yara, de la transmisión, queríamos ver que hicieras principalmente una invitación, Yara, a este evento.
Queremos invitar a toda la comunidad de Nogales para que en su momento vengan ahorita, vamos a estar hasta las 4, para que conozcan las diferentes organizaciones que le pueden ofrecer ayuda a usted o a su familiar que esté pasando por algún problema de drogadicción, para que obtenga información de qué clase de tratamiento hay y qué apoyo hay para la recuperación. Igual la prevención, como el obtener el naloxone. Estamos aquí con los diferentes compañeros a través del condado, con Community Health Associates, Hope Inc., Pena Hispanic, Mariposa, Community Medical Services y otras compañías y otras personas que están preocupadas por el problema de sobredosis que está pasando en la comunidad, que ha incrementado en los últimos 4 años. Entonces queremos, si no pueden venir de aquí a las 4 de la tarde, pueden llegar a cualquier hora, 24 horas al día, 7 días de la semana, a cualquiera de las estaciones de bomberos en Nogales y próximamente al nivel del condado, a preguntar por ayuda e información, ya sea para usted o por un ser querido. Que eso no sea un obstáculo, ni la hora del día, ni el miedo, ni el pensar que no hay recursos. Pueden venir y con mucho gusto, en las estaciones seguras de bomberos que ahora se están estableciendo de esa forma, les podrán dar más información, más apoyo, más ayuda, y si necesitan un examen médico breve, ellos también se lo pueden hacer. Muchas gracias y esperamos que se sigan informando y busquen la información, la educación y la ayuda necesaria.
Muchísimas gracias, Yara. Bueno, amigos y amigas de Willow Nogales, pues ahí está la información. Nosotros nos vamos a despedir y gracias por acompañarnos. Vamos a estar pendientes de lo más relevante que va a estar sucediendo en nuestra comunidad. Ya sabe, acompáñenos a través de We Love Nogales. Recuerde también que estamos en lo que es las otras plataformas, Instagram, Spotify, y no se olvide de descargar nuestro canal también en las televisiones inteligentes, Roku o Fire TV. Gracias, amigos, y que pasen muy buen día. Sé que me despedí, pero vamos a dar un pequeño paseo aquí, lo que son lo que es la pequeña feria de salud que se está llevando a cabo aquí ahorita. Vamos a pasar aquí, miren, para que ustedes conozcan las instalaciones. Lo que están en la parte de atrás. Bueno, aquí están las diferentes agencias con los diferentes servicios. Dices. Aquí miren amigos, aquí están las otras agencias que mencionaba Castro, Yara. Bien, prestando sus servicios, dando algunos regalitos, alguna información para la comunidad. Así que lo invitamos que se den la vuelta. Van a estar aquí hasta las 4 de la tarde. Hasta las 4 de la tarde va a estar este evento en las diferentes agencias. Community Health Associate, obviamente Mariposa Clinic, no puede faltar. Community Medical Services. Oh. INAL, Sonora Prevention Works y Santa Cruz County Drug Free Community Coalition. Bueno amigos, pues ahora sí, nos vamos a despedir. Muchísimas gracias por estarnos acompañando y nos vemos pronto. Cuídense, que pasen buen fin de semana.
Transmitiendo nuestra comunidad al mundo.